What's up, folks? How you doing? Welcome back to Football Digest, episode number 24. And yes, it's late into the evening. I was not planning on doing this. Actually, I wanted to record it because stima zilikuwa zimepotea hapa. I posted tomorrow and then nikaona ala network iko. And like I told you earlier, network ilikuwa inanisumbua bana. It was being a headache. And now that it's live, I will go ahead and do my Football Digest and give you my recap of the weekend action that was going down. There was so much action actually going down this time around, and more of it was happening in Kenya, like I told you. But I'll end with that one because it was sumptuous. Not really sumptuous, but I'll just end with it because I want to. So I'll start off with the first one. Manchester United versus Liverpool. It definitely had to be the game of the weekend in the Premier League, and lived up to its billing. Now, some people are saying like it might be boring because there are two teams and maybe wamezoeana ama the stakes are high, so they might just play out a boring game. No, man, hiyo game ya Man U na Liverpool ilikuwa kali. Na ilikuwa kali because of this. I would say they share like 89 trophies between them. Yes, between Man U and Liverpool. Man U has 45, Liverpool has 44. The first time that fixture came to be was back in 1894. Imagine. Those guys have met like 200 times, man say. And of late, Man U have always been having an upper hand. They have won the last 8 games. Or actually, they have not lost in the last 8 games. Liverpool have not won in the last 8 games versus Manchester United. So I was actually kind of feeling odd at the end of it all when I was thinking like Liverpool wanaweza shinda. Kumbe hata hawajashinda the last 8 games, manze. Shit. Staggering. And also ilikuwa poa because it came on the back of Liverpool qualifying for the quarterfinals of the Champions League for the first time in a long time. Manchester United also had coming from behind, sealing a fantastic comeback versus Crystal Palace on Sunday. On Monday. Alafu of course the previous fixture walikuwa wamepiga Chelsea, also coming from behind to win it. So it was well put out. It could not be more ideal of a game. Na trust you me, if you watched it you can attest. Ilikuwa game kali sana, but it was astonishing how Liverpool were poor. Like Salah, Mane, Firmino, they just never got going. As in, sikujua by there what was going on. They just have to click the simple things that they used to do in previous games. They were not doing them. Passes hazikuwa zina go through. Yani ilikuwa too kind of weird. It was a weird performance for me by the from Liverpool, because kama umezoea kuona game zao unajua tu wasema ze wakiamkugo watu, if they decide to go at you, you have no luck at all. You have no luck. But this time around it was different. They definitely met their match, and I feel like Liverpool are a bit shocked of how Manchester United started off that game on a high. Like walianza hiyo game na psych mob yani. Of course they were playing at Old Trafford, but I feel like Liverpool are a bit taken aback by just how good Manchester United were. They were solid like crazy. As in Man U huko nyuma maze ni sitaki kusema ni basi, because this was not like a bus. This was just like a solid defensive display. Disciplined. Your back four line, they were so solid. Scott, what do you call this guy? Scott McTominay. This new guy they have, Scott McTominay and Matic walikuwa too solid. They were not going anywhere. They're just staying back, waiting. Because unajua kule mbele wako na kina Lukaku, wako na kina Sanchez. They also had Mata, and the guys who can produce something out of nothing. And so I think the way Manu was set up for your game, it was fantastic. And if they can continue setting themselves up like that, then you can feel like the opponents when watakuwa na kutana na wao will have a difficult period cracking that one. And of course, Pogba aliumia wakiwa training, and I think like that just played into Mourinho's hands, because you kind of feel like Pogba akiwa, they kind of lack some sort of a balance. But now that hakuwa, unaona they were able to have some good balance in the team, and they just went ahead and cracked Liverpool. And man, how beautiful are those goals. God, Jesus. Like hizo ni zile bao yani, as in na MV2 player. Mimi na MV2 like mseka Marcus Rashford manze, because I can bet venye nasikianga akihit your ball alafu iende to the back of the net. Eish. Man, that feeling is unbeatable. It's unbeatable. I've never been a player myself, but kana patanga feeling kayo nikicheza FIFA. How about those guys when they are playing in real life? It has to be fantastic, right? And yes, they were fantastic goals. But what bothers me, Kimotho wa Muthua, oh my God, mtuamanio mengia. What bothers me is that Liverpool walifungwa hizo bao just the same way. Zote mbili zilikuwa long ball. Lukaku beats Lovren in the air. It's laid down for someone to kick it up. The first one, De Gea alipiga ball, goal kick. Ikaenda Lukaku beat Lovren in the air for it, and then it fell directly in the legs of Rashford, and boy did he kick it. He made no mistake. So that was the first goal, and you're thinking like, all right, so Liverpool maybe wakona what do you call it? Wakona Klopp, so they'll see like there's a gap there. Like Lukaku definitely is winning all the air balls against Lovren. So you'd expect mtuka Virgil van Dijk, because he's a fucking giant, ataenda wakabane, or they just contend the ball with or try and fight Lukaku in the air. If not that, if Lovren continues getting into those tight positions with Lukaku, you expect maybe he'll call for help from the likes of Emre Can, right? That was not the case. Like kila time long ball ikipigwa, Lukaku ana win against Lovren, and Liverpool out of nowhere were under pressure, and that played perfectly each and every time. And for those two goals, it was the same mistake, and it's kind of weird. You expect like people like Liverpool wakipata chances kaizo, they will do better, but they did not. Dennis Denomwasa nasema Rashford was the first Man U player to score 2 goals against Liverpool in the first half. Imagine that, like in 20 years. And the boy is only how old? 20? Shit. But I feel like Rashford kuna venye Man U walikuwa na more underutilized. Because, I mean, Rashford ako sawa, but then again, the number of games he was having, I actually saw, then you can correct me if I'm wrong, that was the first time Rashford alikuwa anaanza a game since December for Manchester United. Like, he has not been starting. Anatoka to bench, anakuja as a sub, and I don't recall him scoring, by the way. Amekaka kabla afunge. But for me, Rashford, especially when he burst into scene, I was expecting him to be like the next Mbappe. Honestly, if not better, because the guy is big. The guy is fast. He can freaking dribble. Okay, a little bit. He is a freaking finisher. He is like everything. He is like everything. He's like Mbappe and more, if you ask me. Rashford is like Mbappe and more, because Mbappe is fast, yes, but like in terms of strength, I feel like Rashford is a bit stronger. In terms of skill, of course, maybe Mbappe has a little bit more skill, but Rashford compensates that with his finishing ability. So yeah, I think like Manu should have molded him more to be like the mold of Mbappe, but for me, I feel like they failed to do that. And Mourinho toka akuje amekuwa akimtumia sparingly. But he is good. But you feel like toka afunge yo bao, he was kind of doing some crazy moves, like irrational tackles. Those kind of tackles, you feel like, okay, he got yellow carded for the first one, and then he made another stupid tackle after that. You get this feeling like, okay, what the hell are you doing? You just scored 2 goals, now you want to get a red card? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? So it was crazy like that, and it was a fantastic game for Manchester United. Definitely for me, it was a fantastic game as a neutral. I totally enjoyed it. For me, whoever won, it had no repercussions on my outcome. On our outcome as an Arsenal Football Club. So I just enjoyed the game as much as I could, and that was the end of the story. And yes, I don't think I have much more to talk about that. Now, Manchester United, definitely, I feel like they have clinched the second spot in the Premier League. If they lose it, or more, it's like it's theirs to lose. Yes, it's theirs to lose, and I don't think they will lose it. Going by how they played yesterday, man, they were just on Saturday. Sorry, they were just disciplined, and they were good, really good. The other game that was being played on Saturday, worth talking about. This is different. Now we're talking about the top of the table. I think it's high time we started focusing on the bottom of the table because there are some interesting fixtures going down. The first one was against West Bromwich and Leicester. West Bromwich were playing at home versus Leicester City. Now, West Bromwich, for some weird reason, but they are bottom of the league. I absolutely don't understand how they came to be bottom of the league. How? It makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. But they are there. And for me, I think they will be the first casualties. Like, they have already sealed their spot to go down. Oh, yeah, we got rubber stamp. Boom. They going down. And boy, they got beat a good one by Leicester City 4-1. I think walifanya mistake ya kuchokoza nyuki because they scored first and then they were walloped 4-1. And, you know, I don't understand. Like, West Bromwich a couple of seasons ago, I think they finished in the top 10 of the Premier League table, like almost 2 seasons ago. Now they are languishing at the bottom of the table? Man, I don't get it. It makes absolutely no sense to me. And what is even more staggering for West Bromwich, by the way, let me tell you. West Bromwich wameshinda only one game in the last 27 games. One only. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that. Like, how can a team like West Bromwich lose or win only one game in 27 games? And also, now if you think that is not crazy, they have won only 3 games in the last 38 that they have taken part in. That is like a whole Premier League fixture, a whole Premier League season, and they have only won 3 games out of 38. Man, that is just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand one bit how they can be that poor. And if you checked the Premier League highlights of the game they had against Leicester, man, they had a fantastic first 20 minutes. Walicheza vizuri sana. And then out of nowhere, they just fell apart. And they got torn apart by Leicester City. And they got beat 4-1. And definitely they are rock bottom in the Premier League. Another team that is quickly approaching the bottom of the Premier League is West Ham United. Now, West Ham United were playing this weekend against Burnley at home, and they were coming back on the loss. They were coming to this fixture having lost their last, how many games? Having won in the last 6 games, once in the last 6 games. 1 win in the last 6 games, and boy, when they lose, they do so handsomely. Like, West Ham wakiamua tu ni kupigwa, wanapigwa kabisa. They lost 3-0 versus Burnley last weekend. They lost, before that, they lost 4-1 against Swansea. Before that, let me see. Before that, they lost 4-1 against Liverpool. Before that, they won. The only win they have had in like the last 6-7 games. They won 2-0 versus Watford. Before that, they lost to Brighton 3-1. And before that, they had 2 consecutive draws against Bournemouth and against another team I can't recall. So they have been as poor as a team can get. They are almost, if not as poor as West Bromwich. And it's amazingly, West Ham are number 16 in the league. Amazingly. And you know, you get this feeling like if they continue with that trend, man, they might just go down. They might just go down. And now it's becoming a battle of who exactly is going to clinch those top 3 spots. No, bottom 3 spots for the teams that are going to go down. Because basically it's West Bromwich and or Stoke City, Crystal Palace, West Ham, and Southampton. Of all those, I feel like Southampton will get out of there. They have the capability, they have the quality, but Crystal Palace, na West Ham, na Stoke City, out of those 4, 2 of them will have to go down alongside West Bromwich. I can't wait to see how this one is going to pan out. It's going to be interesting going forward. You feel like those teams are just going to give their all against all the fixtures or against all the opponents they're going to come across. But if they continue getting beat that like they are, like, you know, Southampton also got beat. If they continue getting beat that like they are, you feel like they, you know, it's just a matter of time before they get relegated. It's just a matter of time. But of course, for me, I feel like West Bromwich have already clinched that bottom spot of going to the championship next season. Yes, and even more crazy, if you checked if you are watching that game, or if you checked, there's this thing DSTV have wanaitanga goal fest. Yeah, like wakionyesha mabao wanaonyesha a small screen, a split screen of what is happening in the next stadium. You are saying West Ham kulikuwa na pitch invaders like 3 times. Like 3 times the people were invading the pitch, protesting. And those guys, by the time the game was over, they had protested so badly. Like there was hundreds of fans who had turned their back from the stadium towards the director's box, protesting against the owners, Akina David Sullivan and whoever. It was so bad, by the way, those owners had to leave the stadium. Yes, they were showing all the middle fingers and shit. It was ugly. It was an ugly scene at London Stadium when West Ham were getting beat by Burnley. What I feel pity about this fixture is that West Ham actually were playing well. Like, walikuwa wacheza vizuri mazee. Walikuwa wacheza vizuri. But, hey, ile design walinyoroshwa nayo. And I was feeling like, when they were playing really well, honestly, solid performance until they leaked in the first goal, and then I was like, all right. So they shipped in the first goal, then we had the first pitch invader, and I was there thinking like, okay, so maybe these boys are going out to show what they're made of. They're going to show their metal, and they're going to show these fans like, yo, you need to believe in us because we are good and we can respond when you go down. And I was thinking like, yes, they're gonna do it until they leaked in another goal, and it was embarrassing. The second goal was just embarrassing. The third one was even worse, and it just went southwards for West Ham from that point on, and it was just a pity, honestly, seeing them going down like that. Hold on a minute, simu inaisha charge. So it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I mean, I feel sorry for West Ham, honestly. I do. They have moved to a new stadium. You're expecting, like, when they do that, maybe now they start qualifying in European sports and getting to win games, like getting to play more like in Europa League or something. But it has been anything bad for them. They have just gone from bad to worse. They have been pathetic, for lack of a better word. All right, so I think for me that's all there is to point out in the European leagues. Nothing much to talk about. Maybe apart from Napoli losing their first position in Serie A, they are now second, and I feel like they're not gonna get it back against Juve. Juve won against Atalanta 2-0, solid performance. Yeah, so it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing seeing how that one is going to pan out. But I feel for Napoli, man. They just got dumped out of the Europa League in an embarrassing fashion because they lost 3-1 at home. Is it 3-1 or 3-0? Yes, yes, actually it's 3-1. Yeah, so it's embarrassing for them, and I honestly feel bad for them. The other one worth talking about was and they drew against Napoli again. Inter. Napoli drew against Inter Milan at San Siro. So like their first position at the top of the Serie A is done and dusted. Another game worth talking about was Genoa versus Milan. Milan won 1-0 in the 90th minute. Andre Silva sealed the 3 points for the San Siro outfit, and I think it will give them some confidence boost going forward to the clash against Arsenal. Speaking of Arsenal, by the way, I'm sorry I forgot about this one. I don't want to talk much about it. We won 3-0 against Watford. The guys who said we don't have the cojones to, seal our win, and the guy who said that did not have the cojones to beat Peter Cech, a guy who has not saved a penalty in like ages. And now we have to say like I was alive when I saw Peter Cech saving a penalty at Emirates and clinching his 200th Premier League clean sheet. That is a record, by the way. Another record is Mesut Ozil is the fastest player to reach 50 assists in the Premier League. He has done so after 141 games. No other person has ever done so in such little number of games. So it's quite amazing. Of course, Arsenal won 3-0. Beautiful goals. The first one by Mustafi. Nice header. Deja vu, like the one he scored against Tottenham. Then, of course, we had Aubameyang scoring and doing the flip. Oh, man, I can tell you guys, I'd been waiting for that flip for like forever. Now I saw it and I'm excited like crazy. I can't wait to see how we're going to do against Milan on Thursday. It's going to be an amazing fixture. So that's all there is to talk about, especially in those major European leagues. Nothing more. One more thing. Talking of pitch invaders, like how it happened against West Ham. It has been a thing this weekend or the past weekend in Europe. We had pitch invaders in France also. The Ginap game versus Lille. Fans invaded the pitch and they were attacking Lille fans. Crazy. I don't know how this thing happens, but it did happen, and it was, I think for France was a bit dangerous because they were going directly for the players, like they want to beat their asses up, and for West Ham was a bit mild. You just feel like you guys were just drunk, who just want to go on the pitch and just do some little mambo jumbo, and for France it was a bit different. It was even more different in Greece when AEK Athens were hosting PAOK. Yes, it was so crazy. The president of PAOK came onto the pitch alongside other people with a gun strapped on his belt. Yes, and apparently he told the referee like, "Yo, your refereeing days are done, kaput." Absolutely crazy. It's so crazy. The government has suspended that league. Yes, crazy. Like, you can imagine what the president would have done. Of course, the president of PAOK would have done with that gun. We've been talking of something entirely different right now. So it's absolutely crazy. Another thing worth pointing out is that Tottenham won against Bournemouth. That is not news. The news is Harry Kane got injured, and now we'll have to see how much they can do without Harry Kane. But you feel like they actually can, because the last two games Harry Kane has not scored. The last game that they were playing, they won. Harry Kane did not score. They won this game also 4-1. Harry Kane was not in the scoring sheet. So you kind of feel like maybe they can just cope without Harry Kane. But I honestly, I wouldn't want to see Harry Kane get injured. I wouldn't want to see him get injured. And more so get injured until he misses the World Cup. Nah. Look, I'm not a fan of the guy because I'm an Arsenal fan. But, in the footballing world, he is doing great. And, honestly, you don't want to see that kind of person getting injured. You want to see him going on and on and on and on and on. And just see how good he can be and just how great he can be, because he has the potential, And also, even if he gets injured, I just hope it not be long enough to keep him out of the World Cup, because I want to see how he can perform over there. I want to see how England can do, because I believe they have a nice squad. So, I can't wait to see like how that squad can gel and what they can produce in the World Cup. It will be interesting to see just how good they can be or how good they can get. So for that case, I really hope Harry Kane will not be out for long. But apparently it was just a recurrence of an injury he previously had. So I can't wait to see how that will turn out for him, and I wish him all the best. All right, that's it for Europe. Let's come back to Kenya, because this is where the action was going down. Now, KPL action, if you watched my post on Saturday, was full of mouth-watering fixtures. Like, kulikuwa tu na game poa sana zilikuwa zina go down, and most of zilikuwa fiti because there were games where teams which are close in the table were facing each other. So, like, more of separating boys from men. The only flip side of this is that most of them ended in a draw. Like, Sofapaka versus Kariobangi Sharks, ilikuwa draw, but you feel like, but I have to say, like Sofapaka and Kariobangi Sharks, when they are not playing against each other, wakicheza teams zingine ziko chini, you can bet your ass those guys will win, because Sofapaka wako sawa, Kariobangi Sharks wako sawa. It is a very solid team. Both of them are very solid teams, and yes, it kind of makes sense why they did not want to lose that game, and they just want to, be a bit closer to the top of the table. It's still early days in the Premier League, Kenyan Premier League, and I think wamecheza game sita sasa, so we have very many more games to go. 34, that means you have 28 more games to go. It's still early days, but it's starting to take shape. I feel like sasa tutaanza kujua mbivu na mbichi All right, so the other game that was being played on Saturday was Tusker versus Thika United. And you know, Tusker have been performing dismally this season. You know, you expect with how they performed last season, they'll be, you know, the season before that they won the league, right? Yeah, they won the league the season before last season. And so it's kind of, they're on a decline right now. And I can't wait to see if they actually go down, ama watajikakamua, pull up their socks and do something better. But you feel like if they get caught at home when you're playing Thika United team yenye iko chini kabisa, they are the bottom three. I think iko kwa bottom three in the Premier League ya Kenya. Ukicheza team kaya na ushindwe kuwapiga, then you must be, you know, a poor team. You must be a poor team. So Tusker are doing poorly this time around. I don't know why. I have absolutely no why. Another thrilling game that was happening over the weekend was AFC being hosted by Mathare United. Now, this is a cracker because AFC last game they won, and you kind of feel they have a purple patch right now. They're just winning. Alafu hii they were at one point in that game they were trailing 3-1 versus Mathare United. Boy, oh boy, they came from that 3-1 down and won that game 4-3. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And you feel like going forward, AFC Leopards will be confident like crazy going forward, and I can't wait to see how they do next weekend when they welcome Kakamega Homeboys. Now, I'm rooting for Kakamega Homeboys basically because I'm in Kakamega. Yes, so that's my team in the Premier League, and I'll be rooting for it till let's go Tatoka Kakamega. But you know, I might just go on. But for now, me mtu wa Kakamega, I'm rooting for Kakamega Homeboys and Vihiga United, but Vihiga United wananiangusha, and I think I might just dump them. Furthermore, I'm not staying in Vihiga, I'm staying in Kakamega. So Kakamega Homeboys were playing this weekend also. They lost versus which team was this? Ulinzi Stars. And yeah, you know, I actually thought they might win because they were playing at home, but then it's Ulinzi Stars, and Ulinzi Stars is a solid team, and they got beat. The only bad thing about this is Kakamega Homeboys have now lost 2 games in a row. Yeah, not interesting. Not really thrilling, is it? And it's not even thrilling when you consider that the next game they are playing against AFC Leopards. Yes, away. Apo sione Kakamega Homeboys. No, I don't think they will win that one. If they try, watapata draw. But uko they might just get beat. But it's gonna be an interesting one. Itakuwa Ningwe derby if you ask me. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one unfolds. All right. Then there was Zukaricho FC, another team that is languishing at the bottom of the table, versus Vihiga United, another team that is also languishing at the bottom of the table. They played out a 0-0 draw. Must have been a very boring one, that I bet. And for Vihiga, it can get worse for Vihiga United because the next time they are in action here at Buhungu Stadium, they will be playing against Bandari. Yes. Now, Bandari wako number 2 in the league. Yes, they are at par with Chemelil Sugar, Mathare United, and of course now Bandari. They are being hosted on Saturday 3 p.m. by Vihiga United hapa at Buhungu Stadium. Iyo lazima nione. Iyo nayo ni lazima, because I'll be in Kakamega. There's no Premier League action this time around this weekend. It's FA, and I'm not watching any FA. You know, Arsenal is not in FA, so I don't have much side to go and watch those FA Cup games. The only interesting fixture, by the way, I think will be between Leicester versus Chelsea. All the games are kind of straightforward wins for the big teams. So maybe that's the only one worth watching. So Vihiga United versus Bandari, niko ndani. Hiyo lazima nitaona. And I feel Bandari watashinda. Watashinda. Because wako form. They beat Sony Sugar 3-0 this past weekend, and like I said, they are number 2 in the league, and you can start to feel like they're starting to build up momentum, and I can't wait to see if it's gonna go all the way or it's just this small momentum for 2-3 games alafu wanaanza kupiga pigwa. The other interesting fixture was happening on Saturday was between Posta Rangers and Wazito FC, 2 teams that are at the bottom of the table. Another 0-0 draw. Must have been a very boring one. Another one Chemelil Sugar. Did I tell you they are number 2 in the Premier League? Yes, with 11 points. I did. And they beat Nakumat 4-1 this weekend on Sunday. coming down from 1-0 down to winning 4-1. Gosh, I could never have imagined Chemilil can do something like that, and they did. And that is another interesting teams to watch out for this season. With how things are going, because now I'm starting to build up momentum for Kenyan games, zile team worth watching out for ni Chemilil Sugar, Bandari, Kariobangi Sharks, of course Gor Mahia. Which other team is there? Bandari, Kariobangi Sharks, Sofapaka, Chemilil Sugar. Those 4 teams, they are worth, with the exception of course the big teams like Mathare United and Gor Mahia, those 4 teams are worth watching out for. Nitakuwa nafuata games zao very, very closely, nione just how good they can get. Alright, so that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, I am broadcasting late because I wanted to record it and share it tomorrow in the morning, because network kwangu inakuanga shida. So nilijaribu ku go live, nikaona ala inashika, so I decided to just go live and do this stuff. But definitely tomorrow morning utaiona when you wake up if you're already asleep. And yeah, I think tomorrow I'll also do something on the Champions League. There's Manchester United versus Sevilla tomorrow. No, on Wednesday. Then tomorrow we have is it tomorrow we have Chelsea versus we have Barcelona versus Chelsea? Yeah, I'll do all that tomorrow. And like I always say, Football Digest has a group on Facebook. It's called Football Digest. Just go join it. It's a football community where we just talk anything, everything. We just talk anything but football. Not everything, but we talk anything but football. And you can join and be part of our group, all right? And be part of our community. Like I also told you guys, we have a chance of taking Football Digest to radio, courtesy of NRG Radio. They are recruiting presenters, and I feel like we can just take our Football Digest over there. All you have to do is there's a post I shared earlier. Just like it and share it. Simple. And then we'll just wait, pray, and see if something good is gonna come out of it. All right. So you can also go to on Instagram. Go to Instagram and check out my page, my account over there. It's Nyash, NYAASSH, and you can like that post. It's the latest over there. And also, if you go on Twitter, you can also check me out at Nyash. All right. It's the same, NYAASSH. I have pinned that post over there, so it's very easy to trace, and you just go there and check it out, and you like and retweet and hashtag energetic MVPs. You can always tag NRG Radio at NRG Radio KE on Twitter, NRG Radio KE on Instagram, or you can check out their page on Facebook at NRG Radio. All right, it's the newest radio station in town. You definitely want to have that piece of cake, a piece of that cake. It's gonna be awesome, right? When you're doing this on radio, like I can be inviting you guys to come over and share sentiments on radio, live. It'll be fantastic, folks. So let's do this, all right? Thank you so much for being here. Have a good night, and have a fantastic Tuesday if you're watching this in the morning. God bless. Babs, sasa ndio unaingia mzee, ndio natoka, hata nilikuwa nishasema goodbye. But Chelsea, like I said, Chelsea, sioni mkisurvive kesho mzee. Sioni mkisurvive Camp Nou. Huko ni kichinjio. But I'll talk about our Champions League games tomorrow. All right? Good night.